Good morning, holy brothers! Thank you so much for joining us on our pathway to peace in the Garden of Peace. Today we are up to page 269 if you're following along, and today's lesson will be called, what do we say? Daily Devotion. Thank you very much, light bulb. A wife will talk about all the difficulties and burdens that she bears. She will express how she's feeling and will express her emotions. She will debate her problems with herself and possibly even declare that she doesn't have the strength to carry on. She can't do it. It's too much for her. It's too overwhelming. A husband must know that even when she mentions problems connected to him, his character traits, or his behavior, her intention is not to blame or necessarily to criticize. Sometimes she just needs to let off the steam. She needs to unload. That volcano has to erupt. That tornado is going to be swarming around. She just needs to be heard. She has to have her feelings acknowledged without her husband, what?
Your advice?
Without becoming defensive, without becoming judgmental, without snapping back at her. It is not your opportunity to rebound and boomerang all that emotion back in her face. She doesn't need a solution. She doesn't want advice right now.
Just wants to be heard.
This is exactly about what video? It's not about the nail. I love the video. Joe, you've watched it before, and many of the other ones have. I told you this once before. I don't know if I sent you the clip. It's about a woman sitting next to her husband on the couch. She has a nail sticking out of her head.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, not about the nail. She doesn't want to give you. Don't tell her there's a problem. She needs to get it fixed. I don't understand. There's this throbbing, this aching. I have this pounding in my head all day, and I can't figure out what is going on.
So how do you know when it's just to be quiet and acknowledge, and when to fill her with positivity?
Always fill her with positivity, but if she's talking, listen to what she's saying. Don't interrupt her, right? Let her have her moments. She might go on for a half an hour.
Let her deflate.
Yes. Let her come out, what she has to say. Don't stop her. Don't halt her speech. Pretend she's having a monologue, and you're just in the audience listening. It's not a dialogue. She's not here waiting for you to interrupt, waiting for you to reflect. Let her say her piece. And then at the end, if she asks, then go ahead and offer.
If she asks?
If she asks.
Asks what?
For your help. If she asks for your opinion, she asks for whatever it may be. Most of the time, she's wanting you to agree with her anyway.
What if she just says, and then it's just quiet?
Great.
And waiting for you to say something, and you don't know what...
Well, if she's waiting for you, then obviously she wants to say. But if, okay, that's it, now she's quiet and calm,
so what
beautiful. It depends on every situation.
Okay, let's say,
if she had a coworker...
bad day.
Right, if she had a bad day, the coworker was crazy, you don't understand what she's saying, she's inappropriate.
Like, all out traffic, this, that, customers, that, just having, and almost like she's frustrated with you, and then she's like, I'm sorry, or like, I'm just having...
Validate her. I'm so sorry that you had such a bad day. Even if you think it was obviously ridiculous and she's totally unwarranted and unjustified with what she's saying, her emotions, are not supposed to be like this. Even if you think it's completely wrong, agree with her.
Okay, and then what if she says...
Support her. Be there for her. So, okay, yes, I understand that's crazy what she said to you. She never should have done it. She's acting like a little 2-year-old. It's not a professional way to be interacting with the patients, whatever it may be. And so you're right. It's not called for. She should be acting better.
And and if she says, what should I do?
Okay, so that's a separate story. Now she's asking your opinion for help on a matter. Most of the time, she's already given you an opinion and asking you if that's the right way to do it. Don't say, no. Don't argue. What's the point of arguing with her? She already offered a solution. She knows what she wants to do. Now she's just coming, I got dressed up. It took me an hour and a half to put this wig on, to put this dress on. Do I look pretty? Do I look pretty? You think she wants to know from you if she looks pretty? Or she wants to be validated the fact that she just spent all that time and now wants to know from you, did I do a good job? Yeah, you look beautiful. You look gorgeous. That's the prettiest dress you have in your closet. And I think everybody, is going to be wowed, by the way, when you walk out that door, unbelievable. You look gorgeous, honey. Beautiful. She wants that love, that connection, that your support, your rock. She needs to be there. You need to be there for her. to be able to make her feel confident in what she's going to do anyway. Don't make her undo all that work and time that she put into it.
Don't offer alternative advice. Just
what would you want? Yes, 100% support her.
So she says,
"Be her rock."
I think I should talk to her and say, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. Hello, go talk to her. See if good can come of that. That might be a wonderful solution. Then you're going to offer something else. Now she's first of all going to think that you don't validate her opinion. Then she's going to think, oh, maybe I'm wrong in everything I'm doing. Why would you want to give her a false sense of security and make her feel negative in the process? Just be her rock, be her support, be that foundation for her. First, just hear her, what she has to say. Then if she's actually asking you something with an opinion, of course, support that opinion. Mm-hmm. She wants to know what she's choosing is correct. Who cares if you have another opinion? It's not relevant right now. Don't start stepping in and putting your ideas in her head. It's just going to cause you more trouble, especially if something goes wrong. Then it's going to be your fault. If it's her idea, great, okay. So you're not the one at fault in the situation. Great. Oh, even though you agreed with her, and fine, but at least be there for her. Number one.
Okay, but what if she gives you two options? I want to do this or this.
Okay, so there's 1,000 scenarios we can think of, but at least up until that point, you know what to do. Okay, be her support. Listen to her. Whatever she has to say, she has to talk. She wants somebody there to be caring for her. Great, do that. Then if she asks you, oh, is this a good idea? Great. Then if she asks your opinion, okay, so think about it. What would she sometimes want to hear if you know your wife well enough? If not, okay, so give your opinion. If she's actually literally asking for it.
Okay.
But don't not answer and say, oh, I can't give you an opinion, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Most of the time, she does not want an actual solution from you. She doesn't want to hear your advice. She just wants you to listen to her. Give her the time of day. Be loving towards her. And do your best to feel what she's going through. Do your best to understand what she's going on inside of her head. Or what kind of day she actually had. In her mind, she wants him to value her efforts and to value her achievements. Honey, you did such a great job. Fantastic. I am so proud of you. And let her know that you do care. He must show her that he's pained if something is hard for her. He's upset if she got upset throughout the day. If something bothered her, feel that, look, honey, yes, I understand. That's a crazy thing. That's terrible. It bothers me that this is happening too. Right? Even though it has nothing to do with you. But the fact that she's upset about it should get you upset about it. Yesterday we talked about the wife and the husband, where the husband said his leg is literally in pain, right? Rabbi Levine? 11? Yesterday, day before, who knows? But the point is that he says, I feel pain. If you're in pain, I'm in pain. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? So if you're upset about something, shouldn't I be upset about something too? No, but it's not going to bother me. I'm too cool for that. I'm way above that. But when it comes to her, be invested. You don't have to carry that the rest of your day. But at least with her, show your support and value, right? Give her the feeling that she is your best friend in the world. There's nobody else you'd rather be spending time with. There's nobody else you'd rather be hanging out with. There's no other show, no other movie, no other TikTok, Instagram, whatever that you'd be rather scrolling through except for giving her the time. That's what it's all about. Whom she can always lean on and always have somebody that can support her. A husband should set a time, at least 30 minutes, a half an hour every single day to stop what you're doing, sit down, and listen to your wife. Every day. Are you married to her? Do you love her? Do you care for her? You support her? How are you going to show her and give her the constant reminder that you're there for her always? Make time. Whether it's before you go to bed, listen to her, ask her what's going on, talk to her in the morning when you wake up, wherever it might be. Give her time and set aside that this is uninterrupted wife expression. Show your love, have your bonding time. If you're married, it's the least you can do. Show her, and then in that time, you give her the opportunity to express herself, to unload, to get all her problems out of there. Don't let it bottle up inside her, because then you're going to be the one who feels the explosion later on. You're only going to be hurting yourself. Either slowly diffuse and let things out, let the air out slowly, or it's going to pop that balloon. It's not worth it. Give her the time. Show her you care. This time should be entirely devoted to her. Not doing anything else. Forget your phones. Forget your computer. Don't even need to be sitting down and eating during the dinner meal. Give her an opportunity where she can talk and not have to have food stuffed in her mouth so that you're not getting a full half an hour of her speech because it's got to be in between bites. Put your phone down. Put it on silent mode. Put it on airplane mode. Whatever it might be. But don't hold that while she's talking to you because you're literally showing her there's something more important than you right now and you're my secondary yapping in my ear. You're that hummingbird that's making some noises. You're that bee, that fly that's, I want to swat around, that's buzzing in my ear. Don't make her feel like that. Number one importance, always, but especially give her during that time. Make her feel special. All phones away, even when the kids are not present. Because if they're running around and they're yapping at you and they're asking you, and they want everything from you, again, they're showing they're more important than her. At least give her some time that she knows she's number one importance. You, her, together. End of story. It's a daily opportunity to update one another about everything that happened during the day in a relaxed, comfortable atmosphere with no other outside pressures and freedom of expression. That's it. A man listening to this or watching this may think to sit and listen to his wife for a half an hour a day is a waste of my time. You know how many things I have to do? You know how much work I have to catch up on? You know how much reporters I have to do? I'm running out of time. I got to go to meeting. I got to do this. I have to sit down and listen to my wife for half an hour. I don't have that kind of time. I have so many things to do, right? Waste of my time. That's what literally people are thinking while they're listening, reading, and watching this. This is definitely, absolutely inverse to the truth. It's the opposite of the case. There's a mitzvah to perform acts of loving kindness. You have to be full of chesed, right? And it's a great loving kindness to listen when a person is in pain. To be able to let them get that out. You're helping them, you're healing them. It's a huge mitzvah, an obligation for you to help your fellow man. If somebody's walking around with a burden, you have an obligation to help unload that. Whether it's a physical animal walking in the desert, even of your enemy. Especially you got to run to somebody that you don't care about to help them out. How about your wife? You don't want to hear her problems? That's somebody you don't want to help unload, but you got to be that guy. It's a huge mitzvah. A husband would gladly listen to anybody else in the world's problems and consider himself righteous, full of chesed when he does so. But here at home, when it comes to his wife, what's he going to say? Every single day she's nagging at me. Every single day she's whining. Suddenly he feels now it's a waste of time. But to a complete stranger you'd give your heart and your soul to. Nobody that you have anything to do with. Somebody on the street. But somebody you love and care for, you're not going to give that time to? How hypocritical can you be? Think about it. This is an example where the evil inclination, the Yetzer Hara, dresses up like an angel to trick you completely. A wife comes first. Her feelings and happiness should come before anybody and everybody else in the world. Listening to her alleviates her stress and gets rid of her worries and will give her the strength to carry on, to be better, to be stronger, more confident, and more happy. Why would you run to your friend or somebody you don't know on the street? Why? Because you don't have to deal with them every day. It's a new, unique opportunity. Wow, the Yetzer Hara is going to say, look what's here. Look what we can accomplish. Look what kind of a good person you can be to somebody you don't even know. Wow, look what everybody else is going to think of you when you're running out of your way to help somebody you don't even know. Now when it comes to your wife, somebody who's in your house, when other people are not going to be applauding you for it, wow, what a great job, Moshe. You're such an amazing person. You're running around the whole community. You take care of everybody in need. You listen to everyone. You help the poor people on the street. You're going to sit down for hours in psychology, maybe even donating your time to the community. And everyone's going to say, oh, you're such an amazing guy. What a big tzaddik this guy is. And he comes home, no, I'm too busy. I got to find who else I can run out to the street to. I got to find what other videos I can make. I got to go sit down. I got to learn. I got to take care of the kids. I got to take care of my work. I have 2 hours of notes. I have to itemize all my itinerary. I have to prepare for tomorrow. I have so many things I need to do. Is it so important? Why can't you just find someone else to talk to? Why can't you let off steam? Because you don't want to turn her away. You do not want to be turning away the love of your life to find somebody else to talk to so that her emotions and her heart are given to another person. You want to be the one to accept her heart. You want to be the one she comes to, that she loves. Don't let her put her affection in another place. It's going to be destroying your shalom bayis. The same way you don't want to be looking outside at every other woman on the street and every other girl that passes by, because then you're taking your heart and you're throwing it in some other direction. You're throwing your thoughts into another person, so that when you're with somebody else, you're thinking about that other person because you saw somebody else more gorgeous on the street. Take your eyes and focus on what you need to be doing. Take your eyes, put it up to the sky if you need to, or put it down to the ground when you know there's a woman walking past you. Why do you want to put that kind of image inside your head so that when you're looking at somebody else, you're thinking about somebody else? You're diverting your mind and you're destroying your home by what you're thinking, because all that gets put into your heart and gets put into the actions, and you're not going to have as much love in with what you're doing. So if you're going to be more careful about yourself, how much more so if you can control and help your wife? Don't send her looking other places. Don't put her heart in somebody else. Don't put her mind in another place outside your home. Be everything you can for her. If you want, take time, set aside before you go to bed. Say, I'm going to listen to my wife right now. I'm going to hear her out. I really want to understand what's going on in her heart and her mind, and I want to be the one she can rely on. I want to be her foundation. I want to be the one that she loves most in the world and is able to talk to somebody. She should know that I'm always here for her, so that when she really does need me, then I'm going to be able to shine. Okay, so let her talk about little things. Let her talk about petty things, whatever's bothering her, even if it's not major. But then when it comes to the major things, she'll know that you're there for her because you've consistently done it every single day. And be able to fulfill the mitzvahs, the commandments of the Torah. You're doing it for yourself to be better. You're doing it for her so she can rely on you. And you're doing it for God because this is what He's commanding us. He's helping us have the best life possible. We just have to follow His laws and His commandments, because not only is that giving us world to come, life in later on, but right now, it'll be giving you the best life in this world as well. It's not just about later. It's about right here, right now, having the best life possible by doing these things, not only to help her, but to help yourself as well. And with that, have an awesome, deliciously amazing rest of your day.